Let's talk about hardware replacement. Like, let's just say your computers, your servers, your firewalls. I'm going to give you some very basic rule of thumb things, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of information as to how the industry has come up with these timelines. First off, let's start with a firewall. A firewall has about a 7-year lifespan. You can extend that slightly or shorten that slightly based on the model that you're purchasing and like the improvements that that company is going to make. Like if you bought at the end of a model, it may cut you down to 6 years. Whereas if you bought the newest model, which is sometimes more expensive, it's just like cars, it may last you 8 years. But in general, you need to think about and budget for replacing your firewall every 7 years. Second, let's talk about servers. I'm talking about in-house servers, the ones that sit in the server closet, they should be replaced about every 5 years. And the reason you want to do that is because of the mean time between failure and the things. That means how long it's going to take before components fail. And in general, it's going to be a hard drive, a controller, or a power supply failure within these boxes. Or it could be just operating system corruption, the updates, the rebooting, a dirty shutdown. Things cause older servers to fail. And I would say 5 years is about your server life. And you need to be sure to keep a warranty on that server for the entire 5 years, because what happens if there's something that goes wrong with the server, even like say Dell, a major manufacturing company that makes machines and has a lot of top tier engineers, whenever you have a server fail and it's a hardware problem, they will ship you basically a whole nother server. They'll ship you RAID controllers, motherboards, memory, processor. They'll ship you everything because it's very difficult to distinguish between which part may be causing you problems. And if you are doing it on your own with no warranty, you're next day airing parts in, and it's expensive and it's time consuming because I thought it was the RAM, but it wasn't. It was actually the processor. And this can just go on and on and on. It's a messy world, so always keep a warranty on your server. Now, workstations, I'll take a different approach with warranty in that, we stock spare like desktops here because they've kind of turned into a commodity. But the lifespan on a workstation is about 4 years. You could shorten that a little bit or lengthen that a little bit by where and when you buy that hardware. For instance, a lot of times you'll go and you'll see Best Buy, they'll have this machine and it's like specs look the same, right? The processor speed's the same. But in general, in truth, Moore's Law states that processors will double in speed or in computing power, I should say, every 18 months. So if you buy an older processor, it may have the same speed, the clock speed may be the same, but the actual functionality, the computing power of that processor is less than one that the second one that you might buy. You could actually wind up with a shorter lifespan on your desktops than 4 years. But let's say you went kind of high end, top end, and kind of what we call the bleeding edge. Of course, it costs more money. You get the latest, greatest. You could get 5 years out of a workstation. So there's some formulas and some things you have to take into consideration. But in general, firewalls, appliance types things last about 7 years. Firewalls need to be replaced every 5 years, and you want to keep a support contract on those for servers, and then for workstations about every 4 years.